We are back to break down all the best comic comparisons from The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 5. From Negan and Brandon to Negan and Beta, we cover it all. Dodo Frown Toy is out today, so I'm Woody Tondorf, and this is Panel to Screen. The meat of the episode revolves around Negan's second attempt at freedom, this time with Brandon along for the ride. In the show, Brandon, who despises Rick but idolizes Negan, gleefully follows his hero into the woods following his escape. And there we find out that Brandon is a really kind of stupid Negan fanboy who even brought the jacket and a brand new Lucille and tells his hero to put it on. It would be cute if Brandon wasn't such a tool.
Damn! Classic Negan!
Negan puts up with it until Brandon kills a mother and son they meet along the way, forcing Negan to kill Brandon harder than he got killed in Happy Death Day. Some quick backstory. In the comics, Brandon is the son of Tammy, who, like in the show, gets beheaded by Alpha. As we covered in last week's Panel to Screen, his father Morton also dies after trying to kill Rick during a sneak attack at night. Although this backstory is unique to the comics, both Brandons have dead parents and a strong disdain for Rick and his community's inability to retaliate against the Whisperers. And in both versions, he sucks. Now to the comparisons. In the comics, Brandon lets Negan out of his cell in issue 151, and in issue 153 travels with him outside the walls of Alexandria. Like the show, he also gives Negan his jacket back, but he is nowhere near as much of a fanboy as the show counterpart. Anyway, Brandon assumes they're going to get #Justice for Tammy from the Whisperers, but Negan has other plans. And by other plans, we mean he stabs Brandon in the chest and heads out to see the Whisperers on his own. The last comparison involves the moment we've all been waiting for. I know I have. Negan's meetup with Beta. Oh man, in the show, he yells in the woods to get walkers and Whisperers to meet up with him. After using a few walkers as target practice, Negan's thrown to the ground by Beta. Now in issue 154 of the comics, Negan similarly teases the Whisperers, who of course immediately show up. Right behind him is Beta, who is not amused with his antics. As per usual, Negan's conversation with him and the Whisperers is much more colorful in the comics, but I'm told we'll get some of that in next week's episode. And if he doesn't say Frowny McTwo Knives, I will quit my job. What? And that wraps up Panel to Screen for The Walking Dead episode 1005. As always, just a few of the storylines did not come from the comics, like the ones involving Kelly's theft, Donnie, Zeke's cancer, Gamma and Aaron's meetup, and Magna and Yumiko's fight. You know, the whole episode. Also, at this point in the comics, Ezekiel, Carol, Judith, and Rosita were dead, while Daryl, Jerry, Alden, Gamma, RJ, Dog, Cindy, Rachel, Jules, and Baby Coco did not exist. Also, Rick, Carl, Dwight, Maggie, Andrea, Sophia, and Jesus were still around. I'm Woody Tondorf, and hey, make sure to subscribe to our Walking Dead podcast, Talk Dead to Me. We had Chandler Riggs. Yeah, Carl was on this week's episode. It was super fun. You should really check it out. Like and subscribe to Skybound, and we'll see you next week.